bouncing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Oh, next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Man, I thought I had the mic muted. I muted it and then unmuted it and then whoa. That was the one thing I oh, my bad, y'all. Into the Spider-Verse, man. That's the playlist. What's up? What is up, everybody, man? Welcome back to Spike Kool-Aid for Wednesday. The 25th of January, 2023. 2023, man. Can y'all believe it's already the end of January? How crazy is that? That is absolutely insane. It is a snow day here in Michigan, so I will be playing a little PlayStation 5 all day long. I went to Meijer last night. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. Hold on, y'all. So it must be a situation. Okay, there we go. We back. Okay. Ooh, I got a little nervous, man, because it's snowing here in Michigan, and last time it snowed, it was terrible. So y'all good. Shoveling the snow, listening to the cast, big dog. Okay, Macho, I'm going to try and keep you going, man. That's if Comcast let me, because the internet was tripping, bro. It was tripping, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, I went out to get the trash cans today because our trash day is Wednesday, and I thought I was Rocky Balboa, bro. I put the Hearts on Fire on to run up the driveway. I had to bring both the recycle bin and the trash can up, and I had the Hearts on Fire on, man. It was like me being in Russia and running in the snow, bro. All I needed was the log on my back, and I was good. What happened to my name, bruh? Today is a disaster. Today is an absolute disaster. Let me get rid of this, bruh. What is happening, man? That must be the way of the universe trying to tell you something. Bruh. Unbelievable. I have to restart. I have to shut the whole system down for that to pop back up. Nick says, I stayed home from work today, didn't want to deal with the snow. Well, I hope you can do that and be scot-free. What's up, Derwin? What's going on, man? I am going to talk about that, but I want to save Mel Kiper for Detroit Lions Syndicate because I need a banger over there. I ain't had a banger in a minute. They did cancel schools, but my son is doing homeschool anyway, but the roads are going to be terrible. One newscast said 6 to 8. One said 3 to 5. It already looked like about 3 out there right now, and it got no signs of stopping. So, JGB, what's up, big dog? What's going on, man? We just talking about snow and all that stuff, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, if you're trying to follow me on Twitter, it is at Lion Syndicate. Holla at your boy, man. And you rocking with the show with Derek. You already know. You already know who it is, man. But listen, the first order of business we got to talk about, we got to get this out the way. I saw yesterday, hey, JGB, that's facts. That's facts, bro. But 110 degrees, I don't know, bro. My wife was talking about moving to Arizona, and I was like, no. I said, there's no way. I told her about cars not starting and tires melting to the, no. I need a break from that, man. So, listen, we got to get this out the way. But yesterday, I saw that, first of all, I believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. The Green Bay Packers are sick to death of him. They're tired of him. Jordan Love has reportedly, allegedly given them an ultimatum, and I ain't mad at him. Aaron Rodgers did the same thing with the wishy-washiness of Brett Favre 15, 18 years ago, right? So Aaron Rodgers is probably going to get traded. Now, it could happen prior to the new league year beginning, just like Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, but it cannot happen officially until the new league year begins. Check this. According to, he has been linked with the Indianapolis Colts. The Green Bay Packers are not going to, I was just about to say that, Nick. The Green Bay Packers have said that they're not going to trade him in conference. And I'm okay with that because I don't feel like dealing with him no more. I'm sick of him. Although we swept him last year, and Dan Campbell is 3-1 against Aaron Rodgers. But get him out this conference. Fine, right? But we know that can be overdone. That can be meaning if the pot is sweet enough, then they'll trade him in conference. But the Green Bay Packers are sick of him too. So he's been linked with the Colts. Now, here's the thing about the Colts. The Colts have a top 10 pick. Why would you – are the Colts a quarterback away? See, I think 3 years ago when they got Phillip Rivers, they were a quarterback away. I think as the years have progressed, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, they're further and further away. That's what I believe. So the Colts have been linked to Aaron Rodgers. Will Jim Irsay pull the trigger? When you have a first-round top 10 pick, you can get your quarterback of the future. Maybe, maybe not. He's done some weird things, and he just said that the coaching carousel, the quarterback carousel was over. So that's one thing. Now, according to what I saw yesterday, and Nick brings up in the chat today, Rodgers to the Jets are willing to offer 2 first-round picks and a 5th for Aaron Rodgers. Are the Jets closer than the Colts? I would say yes. But I think that even with that hefty price tag of $50 million and the fact that the Green Bay Packers want 2 first-round picks and a 5th for a 39-year-old man who might be 40 by the time the everything takes place, Aaron Rodgers, in my belief, he's out of here. He's gone. 100%. Love finally grew a pair. Hey, yeah. I don't think it's about that though. Okay, right? So let's just, and we'll move on from this segment and start talking about our team. But if you're Jordan Love, you're drafted in 2020, you know what you're getting into. They say, listen, we're going to keep you. You won't go through the same. If you're a Green Bay Packer quarterback, you're probably going to have to wait for 3 years. You're going to sit on the bench for 3 years, right? So let's say you're Aaron Rodgers or you're Jordan Love. They draft you and they say, hey, you're going to be sitting right. You're like, cool. I get to play for the Green Bay Packers. I get to take over for Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully I'll be the quarterback here for the next 15 years. That, is lesser of two evils. You sit for 3 years and you take over for the next 15. And what year are we in, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to year 4 for Jordan Love. And Jordan Love might have been under the impression that you're going to be chilling. But in year 4, we got you. And what do? They extend, they get this man $100 million for 2 more years. So Jordan Love sitting there like scratching his head like, but wait a minute, you told me 3 years. And then what happens? Year 4 comes around, and now it's, Aaron Rodgers here, Aaron Rodgers there. Jordan Love like, So maybe they was always there, bro. Maybe the pair was always there. But he was under the impression it was 3 years, just like it was any other time. Oh. Wow. Wait a minute, bruh, Mr. Poole. Bruh. Come on, man. Didn't your boy just say this yesterday? All right, so let's go. Whoa, man. What's up, man? Hope all is well. We got some of that Canadian snow, bro. Man, oh, man. Okay. We got to talk about this. We have to talk about this because I made a video about this yesterday, but we got so much stuff to talk about it, man. So let's get into it. All right. The absolute first segment. So let's talk about it. I'm about to ruffle some feathers now. So be ready. And listen, y'all, my homie Nick is on Tuesdays. Your boy Derek will not be on Tuesday. Don't act surprised when you don't see. Well, I can see why you're acting surprised because I say I'm not going to be on it, then I'm on. But Tuesday, I've decided to chill. I'm going to give that day to Nick, let him do his thing. Let y'all anticipate Nick with Touchdown Detroit Lions. I am going to do a show on Detroit Lions Syndicate starting next week. We will be doing a show to keep my live presence alive over there talking Detroit Lions. But let's get this thing started. I made a video at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was so tired, I spelt the word ridiculous wrong. I put R-E-D when it's R-I-D. Shout out to Mr. Poole for the grammatical correction. Your boy was tired, and I put ridiculous. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I got home. I searched Detroit Lions, and the first thing I see is Detroit Lions and Tom Brady. And I said, what are we doing here? What is this? I look it up, and it's Mike Florio and Chris Sims talking about Tom Brady coming to the Detroit Lions. And I am at a loss for words. What are we doing here? So I dive deeper. I look on their YouTube channel, and lo and behold, I find a 30-minute video with Chris Sims, and I had to fast forward and find the point. And at 22 minutes, Chris Sims brings out that he's sick of talking about Tom Brady, but one place that would be a fit for him was Detroit. They have offensive weapons. They have an offensive line. They got to work on their defense. But that they could possibly get Tom Brady, and that Tom Brady could be the one to take us to his 8th Lombardi and our first. I said, what are we doing? Made a video, tied in a mug, whole family sleep. Had to talk, had to whisper, but my studio is literally directly under the bedroom for my wife. I cannot believe, Mr. Macho says tomfoolery. That is the perfect name for that whole thing. Why would we, and I understand that it's slow. I understand that the news segment, but to see how happy these guys were about, and I brought the clip in. Why would the Detroit Lions, and then Mike says that if they got the call, it would be a dilemma. If the Detroit Lions got the call for Tom Brady, it would be a dilemma that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell would have to make. Are you kidding me? How in the world is this a dilemma? And I'm saying to myself, you get paid to talk about this? The Detroit Lions, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, are interested in Tom Brady. And I don't even work for these guys. They have no idea I exist. But I guarantee you, we're not going to move on. I don't care who you are, the GOAT, whoever you are, we're not going to move on and get somebody that is 18 years Jared Goff Sr. I don't understand why this even is a conversation, that the Detroit Lions would be interested in Tom Brady. Would Tom Brady be interested in coming to the Detroit Lions? That has to be a joke. I looked and I said, wait a minute, it ain't April. It's only January. How could it possibly be that the Detroit Lions, why would they even put that on the radar? Nick says 65-year-old Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady said in a joking fashion, he was on a podcast. He has a podcast called the Let's Go Podcast. You know, he runs out of the tunnel, runs down to the end zone, screams, let's go Looked like he about to pop an artery in his neck. And he got a podcast, and he was interviewed and asked about his decision. And he said, if I knew what I wanted to do, I would have done it already. But I can guarantee you that even if that is a thing, it is not a thing with the Detroit Lions. Macho says, I wanted him like 5 years ago, 5 years too late. I just, like, I understand, in what world would that be a fit? Would Tom Brady be a fit for the Detroit Lions today? Tom Brady is 46 years old. 46. Now, I'm not trying to hate on the brother. I'm 43 myself. You know what I'm saying? I know my knees hurt. I know some things about me that be popping. But I know Tom Brady got it under control. He still be slinging that thing. But Detroit. And so, but what I started thinking was, what does Florio and Chris think of Detroit? If you're talking about, this was a place that guys' career ended. Their careers ended in Detroit. And the quarterback, the best to ever do it, according to some people, the fact that they would even connect him to Detroit says a lot. It really does. It's ridiculous, but it's like, well, what are you trying to say? Are we closer than we think for a Super Bowl? In what world would Tom Brady, 7 championships, more than any other team in the NFL he has by himself and his team, right? In what world would you ever hear about a player like that being linked to the Detroit Lions? To me, it's ridiculous. And it's so ridiculous, I spelled the word ridiculous wrong. So, Tom Brady will go to a team that only needs a QB to compete for a Super Bowl. Yeah, Macho, apparently. And our defense is so bad, I'm not sure we in a position. But let me know down below. Tom Brady to the Detroit Lions. What is this about? Would you take a 46-year-old quarterback? Even Tom Brady, let me know. Losing record Brady versus winning record Jared Goff. Speaking of the Detroit Lions, man, it is so much stuff that we got to talk about. Again, I'm going to, my Detroit Lions Syndicate video is going to be Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper, his mock draft finally came out. So those videos usually do well on my channel, and I need a hit, bruh. It's been a lot of duds, Mike. I took a few days off, but geez. It's been a ton of duds, man. It's been a ton of duds. I just want to say this too. Next year, I am going to try to go to 4 games. I'm going to try to link up with Katie and Eric from It's Too Easy. And I know they probably got all the hookups, how to get to the stadium, where to stay. I want to go to 4 games next year. I want to go to Minnesota. I want to go to Arrowhead because I believe we're going to play in Arrowhead, so I think that's going to be the case. I want to go to Green Bay, assuming we play them in the fall. And I want to go to, there's one more game as well that I want to go to. So I'm going to try to hook up with them and see if they can point me in the right direction because I really want to hit the road games. I'm going to try to go to a home game as well. So I might not be Wilson at 6 and Gonzalez at 18. Okay. All right, Jeff. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, because I hadn't looked at it yet, so I didn't know that. So I'm going to try to do that. If someone offered a first for Goff, we could sign Brady. I don't want to sign – okay, Nick, in the chat, do you want to sign Brady? Sign Tom Brady at the expense of Jared Goff? No judgment here. Just a question. But it's heating up. Okay, JGB says no. JGB, good to see you, my friend. No. Okay, Zoe says Brady done. In the Zone podcast. Hey, Zone, what y'all doing over there, bro? What y'all doing, man? We might have to get you on with my homie Trey, man, so y'all can talk some Minnesota Vikings, because I want to know what's going on, man. I want to know what's going on. I know y'all fired y'all, defensive coordinator, right? Mr. Poole says no. Absolutely. So I ain't alone. I'm not alone. I don't want nothing to do. And you got In the Zone podcast, so you better have a podcast, bro. When I click on your channel, after the show, I better see some shows, bro. You can't have podcasts in your name and you don't have no podcast. Oh yeah, JGB. Yeah, it's all good, bro. It's all good, my friend. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. Wouldn't be me if it wasn't like that. I think that's what keeps me going, man. You said you got one. You got one, bro. Come on, man. Holla at your boy if you need some help, man. I can punch you in the right direction. All right, so now let's talk about something that I saw today. But before that, we got to get into this. Well. We talked about it the other day. I've made 2 videos about this individual. First of all, subscribe to Syndicate Sports Detroit, man, because we're trying to take on Woodward. We're trying to give you the quality content that you need. I'm trying to build a studio, so I need y'all to subscribe, man. I need y'all to do what, there's a studio in the basement. It's going to be a real tight space, but that ain't what this is about. This is about a video that I've made twice, and it didn't get a lot of love, but this one, some traction is gaining about a certain individual we talked about yesterday and last week. Give y'all a little, let you think about it a little bit. According to NFL rumors, there have been 4 teams linked to a certain individual. The Steelers, the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Lions. Who is that individual? None other than LA Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Well. The first video I made was not too high on the idea. Just made a video yesterday, literally, about I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Brad Holmes has a connection. We've heard from the LA Rams that Jalen Ramsey could possibly be traded. His salary for 2023 is $17 million. He will be 29 years old. His cap hit is something we don't got to worry about, or his dead cap. His signing bonus is $5 million. Okay? His cap hit is 32, something like that. I just did all the numbers yesterday. And comes out a couple of days ago that the LA Rams are not going to get anywhere near the compensation that they think they are. That's what some people behind the scenes were saying. Fearless says, what would Ramsey's trade value even be at this point in his career? Gaddy says, yes, just don't overpay in the trade. Let's go. Mr. Poole says, it makes sense. Todd Walsh, Lions defensive coach, was Ramsey's DC in Jacksonville. Brad Holmes was a part of what got Ramsey to LA. Orlando says, now I'll take Ramsey for sure, no question. Now, Nick says something that I was about to address. I don't think Ramsey fits. The Lions run a lot of man coverage, and Ramsey mostly ran zone. See, I thought it was the other way around, Nick. I thought Jalen was a solid man-to-man corner. Now, the fact that it has been rumored that 4 teams are in the mix and our team is one of them is a huge deal. I'm going to say this. As a content creator who has no affiliation with the Detroit Lions, I would love some 100%. I have been thinking about this, and I would be okay with it. And if Brad Holmes, one thing that and let me tell you why I would be okay. Because Brad Holmes has shown me in his 2 years that I can trust him, that he is not going to make a huge mistake. So if he, having dealt with Jalen Ramsey in LA, if he feels that Jalen Ramsey would be a good character in the locker room, then I have to trust him. Brad Holmes has gained my trust. I have to trust that somehow, some way, with the money, a guy who has not spent a lot in his time in Detroit, that he has an idea. Now, just to be clear, the Rams, Jared Goff's dead cap when the Rams traded him was $41 million. Jalen Ramsey's dead cap is considerably less than that. So now that this is gaining some steam, and I literally said in a video yesterday that Brad Holmes is known to do stuff that we don't expect. Nobody expected him to trade up and get Jamison Williams. I can already tell or know just from what he's done, there will be a trade of some sort in this year's draft. JGB says, I give up a second round and third round this year and next year a second. Okay, so we already have 1 second, so that would leave us with, instead of the 5 picks in the first 3 rounds, we would only have 2. But I know that Jalen Ramsey could make an immediate impact. Fearless says expectations will be high next year. If we get Ramsey, we'll be trying to contend at this point. Fearless, I think that's exactly what we're trying to do. Remember when I was doing my shows and I said that year 3 of a rebuild is not a thing, right? That I don't want to hear, the Lions are not trying to hear year 3 of a rebuild. Last year, or 2 years ago, we're in year 1 of a rebuild. Last year, we're in year two of a rebuild. Nobody expects us to do much. And we go 8 out of our last 10 games. We should have beat the Buffalo Bills. And we got shellacked against the Carolina Panthers. We should be contending. Not Theo Riddick, he retired. Louis Riddick has us contending for the Super Bowl. Okay? And I don't see why not. I really don't. I don't see why not. Why couldn't we? If we get this defense right. And Jalen Ramsey would be a huge part of that. A huge part of that. So now that this is heating up, how do you feel about it? I would be okay. Because even at 29, which he would be when he is in playing for the Detroit Lions, he would still be an asset. He would still be an asset. Jalen Ramsey is a small man when it comes to the size of some of these receivers. DK Metcalf gives him a tough time. And it's going to be receivers that are going to give him a tough time. But they give everybody a tough time. And I would have to trust that Dan Campbell, and you know what? You know how you become the people you're around? Jalen Ramsey has not played for a coach like Dan Campbell. He has that affiliation with Brad Holmes. And Dan Campbell, we got people wanting to take pay cuts. Jalen got the chip already. Okay? We got people willing to take pay cuts to come to the Detroit Lions. In addition to that, if Jalen Ramsey came to the Lions, who else would want to come to the Lions? Because I'm going to tell you what, this free agency period is going to be something. It's just a matter, we're going to have people waiting in line. It's just a matter of how much Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell trying to pass out as far as that compensation. So this is getting pretty interesting that the Detroit Lions have emerged as one of 4 teams, according to NFL rumors, that are expected to check on Jalen Ramsey's availability. The Lions, Steelers, Vikings, and Raiders. Now, I tell you what, it ain't no way he going to the Vikings. It ain't no way that's happening. They need some quarterbacks. If Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell let that happen, I'd be surprised. So let me know what you think. Now that talks could possibly be heating up for Jalen Ramsey, let me know, what would you be willing? How would you feel if that did happen? I would be okay because I think that Brad and Dan have earned my trust after 2 years. Let me know what you think. Man, this is insane, bro. I really think that this offseason, we're going to see something. We're going to see something. Jeff says, I like Gilmore. Who? Stephon Gilmore? No, that can't be. You can't be talking about Stephon or Kale. No way. Gilmore would be a solid depth piece, but that's it. Perry Ball says no to Ramsey. Well, you might not have a say-so, Perry, just like me. Apparently, the Lions is heating up. Talks and stuff are heating up. The Lions are one of 4 teams to check on the availability of Jalen Ramsey. So I don't know. I think Lattimore would be more costly than Ramsey. Lattimore is not as old as Jalen. I don't think the Saints are trying to get Lattimore as an anchor to their defense. He's like Brian Burns on the Carolina Panthers. I listen. I think that Jalen Ramsey is a bigger possibility than I want to call him. Every time I want to call the brother Kenny Lattimore. Oh my goodness. Oh, every single time I hear the word Lattimore, I think of Kenny Lattimore, bro. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the R&B Money podcast. R&B Money. But we got two things happening, man. We got two things happening that we have to talk about. My goodness. Hey, JGB, every single time, man, you could not get away from For You. Everywhere you go, man. Every time. Hey, listen. We'll get back to talking Lions, but I gotta. Oh man, I gotta do this. I gotta do this, man. Hey, JGB, I know some others in the chat. You know about this, right? So back in the late 90s, about 97 through like 2005, man, when you went to a wedding and you waited on the bride and groom to dance, everybody in the entire reception area was waiting for this right here. Everybody, bro, the bride and groom start dancing.
For you, I'd give.
Whoa, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, every time, JG. Every single time, bro. Oh, man. Oh, okay. All right, let's get serious now. Hey, tell me if I'm lying, though. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. It don't matter what you were, what nationality, what creed, it didn't matter. If you walked into a reception, man, in the 2000s and it was time for the bride and groom to dance, that's the song. You were waiting to hit a little jingle right there. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, let me get serious now. Okay, so if you're just now joining us, we didn't talk about Mel Kiper's mock draft. I may talk about that briefly. I want to save that video for Detroit Lions Syndicate. We talked about Jalen Ramsey. The Lions are one of 4 teams that are rumored to be inquiring, I'm sorry. Man, inquire, all 3 different things. Inquiring about cornerback Jalen Ramsey. We talked about this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. We also talked about Tom Brady and the ridiculousness of him being associated with the Detroit Lions. Oh, my God, bro. And it got so bad that you got sick of the song. Like, remember when the radio used to – see, I don't even listen to the radio anymore, but remember the term played out? For You was played out. You heard it everywhere. I'm telling you, watch R&B Money, the R&B Money podcast with Tank and Jay Valentine. And they have an interview with Kenny Lattimore. It's fantastic. And it shows, and he tells the story of that song, man. Oh, my goodness, bro. All right, so 2 things that I want to talk about. They're related, kind of. And I'm feeling some type of way. We got to talk about it. But I guess if he's not feeling any type of way, then neither should I. The finalists today for the end of year honors popped up, and they will be awarded in about 2 weeks. It's always the Saturday or like the week before the Super Bowl, and found out some good and I guess some bad. The good is that our boy, the second overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, has wound up a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offense, I don't care nothing about. I don't care nothing about it because we don't got nobody over. But Aiden Hutchinson, the guy that people were ready to label a bust, the guy that was, Kyle Hamilton, all of this stuff, he has been nominated as one of the 3 finalists for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's with Sauce Gardner and Tyreek Woolen. Tyreek Woolen just being in the mix is fantastic to me with him being a later round pick. No, James Houston did not make the cut. So that means that our voting paid off. And the award will be named, the winner will be named on February 9th. And I'm wondering what are the chances that he has to win it? We kind of knew that the three people that we've been talking about to possibly win Defensive Rookie of the Year are all in there. I think Woolen kind of overperformed for where he was drafted. And Sauce, it was always, to me, going to come down between Sauce and Hutch. And we won't know for another 2 weeks. Now, the bad news is our coach, Dan Campbell, was not in the finalist for top 3. It was Dable, Sirianni, and I want to say Shanahan. And the thing that has me feeling okay is that Dan Campbell said he think it was he was talking on, I want to say it wasn't McAfee, it was a different show. It was on the Manningcast. It was on the Manningcast. They asked him about Coach of the Year, and he said that he feels that other coaches have done a better job than him. That's a lot to say. And listen, as we go on, and they all made the playoffs. You know what, JG? That's what I was saying. I was saying that as well. I had been saying that during the second half of the season, that if the Lions starting 1-6 make the playoffs, he got to win it. He got to win it. Even with a year where, because of how this is a what have you done for me, right? So in my opinion, this is no bias. And I know we got some Sauce lovers, and as you should, he's pretty good. That my opinion is that it's got to go to Hutch. I mean, Tyreek balled out. What did he have? He got like 20 pass deflections. He has or 20 pass defended or something like that. He's got 6 interceptions. I think he ended the year. But if you look at, and then you look at Sauce, he got 2 interceptions. He's got a ton of kind of pass deflections as well. But if you look at the overall body of work, it has to go to Aiden Hutchinson. It has to go. Now, the Seattle Seahawks made the playoffs, but at the same time, that in this case, that shouldn't be an issue as far as picking the Defensive Rookie of the Year. You have to look at impact on the game. And I know y'all, if you like Sauce, I know you don't want to hear this, but you have to look at product on the field. You have to look at production on the field. You have to. And if you look from sheer production, Aiden outperformed Sauce Gardner. As a defensive lineman, in what world do you have 3 interceptions? Okay? And the one, and to me, this is what sealed the deal, in my opinion, for Aiden Hutchinson. Okay? If you, and this is with no bias. I'm really not biased when I talk about my team. But this take is non-biased. What sealed the deal for me, going into week 18, it wasn't going to be Hutch. Hutch was sitting at 7.5 sacks, equal to Chase Young. Okay? This is what sealed the deal for me. The interception the week prior against Justin Fields, the 2 weeks Aiden had to change the viewers, the voters, the 2 weeks he had to change their mind. The outstanding coverage, interception. This isn't, the man dropped back in coverage, read Justin Fields the entire way, picked him off right before the half. I'm talking about, and went up, got the ball at his highest point, picked him off. And the 2 sacks against Aaron Rodgers, you add that in. He had more sacks than Nick Bosa, more sacks than Chase Young, more interceptions than Sauce Gardner. In my opinion, non-biased, it has to go to Hutch. It has to go to Hutch. I'm just glad that he got nominated. And no, that's a lie, because if he loses, I'm going to be mad, because it's still some bias that they have out there against our team, which they shouldn't. They should not have the bias against our team. So, in my opinion, it needs to go to Hutch. But let me know what you think. In the chat, what do you think? Hutchinson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Olave and Walker, Offensive Rookie of the Year. JGB says, either way, it's a win-win for the state of Michigan. Sauce made All-Pro as a rookie. That goes a long way. That does go a long way. It does. I still think, JGB, that it should go to, because, and here's the reason I say that. If you look at the production of the previous Defensive Rookie of the Years, specifically the winners of the Rookie of the Years, right? that were defensive linemen. In a way, okay, so Chase Young had 4 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. He had no interceptions and 1 sack. I'm sorry, 7.5 sacks. Nick Bosa had 9 sacks. What, 1 interception his rookie year? And the forced fumbles, I can't remember. But if you look at production, Aiden Hutchinson should win it hands down. But Hutch had more impact, so my vote goes to Hutch. Yep. And the Lions wound up with a better record than, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Woolen, I think he got an outside chance to win it. I really do. But I think it's going to come to, I think Sauce was the favorite. I know that Hutchinson was voted by Vegas to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But I think Sauce was but I think Aiden is going to win it. And honestly, that's no bias, because I'm going to tell you what, if Woolen, when I first did the segment at the end of the season, I was like, man, I said, this is going to be close, because Woolen was coming up, man. He had 6 INTs. And I was like, this kid is killing it. You know, but I think overall it should go to Aiden Hutchinson. But let me know what you think about not only Dan Campbell being snubbed for Coach of the Year, but the fact that Aiden Hutchinson is a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now y'all can thank me, because For You will be on in your head for the rest of the day. You can already see the hips. You already see the hips shaking, man. Back and forth. Y'all know how we do it. Oh, man. This is fantastic, bro. Fantastic. All right, so let's do this. We got a couple more minutes. We talked about Aaron Rodgers as well, and the nonsense of him going to the New York Jets and being out of the conference. Paul says Hutch should win, but they will vote in Sauce. Come on, man. You know what, Paul? I feel like that's what we expect. We expect that to happen. But you know what? I'm going to have some confidence that the voters are going to, because I'm going to be real with you, bro. I think it'll be a big, huge snub, man. You look at production, Aiden should win it from a production standpoint. And I'm sorry, man, but the Jets, listen, here's what I think. I think that you got to give it to Hutch, okay? If you give it to Sauce, man, that's going to be biased, and you're going to show the world that you're biased, simply because if you look at the New York Jets finished 7-10. What were they before? They lost 5 or 6 in a row. 5 or 6 in a row. The Detroit Lions won 5 in a row. No, they did 1-3, lost 1, 1-3, lost 1, 1-2. That's what they did. It can't go to Sauce, bro. Impact of the game. You can't. I know y'all love Sauce. I know you do. And Sauce going to be around for a long time. But they can't, bro. They can't. If they do, then that's going to be extremely biased, and I think their bias will be on full display. And I think the time for overlooking the Detroit Lions, Hutch is good, but stud corners are much harder to find. I agree, Tribal. We talked about go do me a favor. Go look up you know what? Let's do this, okay? And I wish I would have done this in the previous segment, but we got a little bonus time today. I got one more segment that I found. Not a ton of stuff coming out in the news cycle today, except the Tom Brady. But I want to do this, and y'all tell me what you think. Okay, I almost typed in Kenny Lattimore again. All right, if you look at Marshawn Lattimore, and we did this when we talked about this segment earlier, okay? And you tell me, if you look at Hutchinson's production, who you really feel should win this, okay? Sauce will be an All-Pro his first year, but I don't see Hutch winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jose, listen, you've been almost wrong the whole time, bro. I was more right than you were with the playoffs, right? But I was still wrong, but I was more right than you. Okay, I'll take that. And you've been wrong a lot, brother. You've been wrong a lot. It's okay. It's okay, because we be wrong in this business, and it's all good. But let's do this, and you tell me, non-biased, who do you think should win this? Real talk. Now let's compare Lattimore. See, I'm gonna make sure I'm going to make sure that when you think of Lattimore, that you think of this 100%. I'm going to make sure, man. All right, let's look at Marshawn Lattimore's. Him and Sauce Gardner, rookie year. Okay, you ready? Okay. In my opinion, you can't give it to Sauce. Not when you compare Marshawn Lattimore won Defensive Rookie of the Year his rookie year. Okay? And now I got to find it. Okay. In his rookie year, Lattimore had, okay, hold on. He played 13 games. Okay? All right, I hear what you're saying. Bro. D. Reese, it is the 9th. Okay? Now, this is going to be, to me, this is not debatable. Forget about that All-Pro. This ain't debatable to me. This is, but that's what we doing. We debating, but to me, it's not debatable. The Rookie of the Year in 2017, Defensive Rookie of the Year, was Marshawn Kenny Lattimore. That's his new name. He played 13 games. He had 43 solo tackles. He had 1 forced fumble, 5 interceptions. Okay? He had 18 pass deflections. I want you to hold that number in your head. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, Eduardo, this is based off production. It really doesn't matter. I hear what you're saying, all of that. I haven't looked at Sauce's competition and all that stuff. It's based off production. This award is given off production. Now, if we go to Sauce, and I know y'all love y'all some sauce. What's your favorite sauce, man? My favorite, I'm going to try the hot ones. The hot one sauce. Okay. Games played, 17 for Sauce Gardner. In 17 games, he had 51 solo tackles. Keep in mind, Marshawn Kenny Lattimore, he played 13 games. He had no forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 20 pass deflections. Lattimore had 19. He had 18, 18 in 4 less games. In 4 less games. He was the last secondary player or last cornerback to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Either way it go, one of us going to be right, one of us going to be wrong. But the debate will be over, I guess. It will be over. By competition, I mean like who else was up for Rookie of the Year? You know what? I don't know. That's a good question, Ed. That's a good question. I didn't look. I would have to look real quick. Let me look. Let me see. Real quick. I'm telling you, I'm going to have y'all singing this song. I'm going to have you singing it. Y'all going to hate me, bro. Y'all are going to hate me because soon as we get off, y'all going to be like, bruh, that Derek, he done put that song. You going to find yourself. You going to find yourself, man. And I'm going to laugh. You can thank me for that. You can thank me for that. Okay. Let's see. Y'all can't get this type of content nowhere else, man. All right. So let me pull it up. Okay. So, all right. So 2017. Okay, let me see. Defensive. No, those are Defensive Player of the Year. I'm looking for Defensive Rookie of the Year candidates. Does anybody know? Because I'm trying to pull it up and I don't see who it is. Paul, you've never heard that song, bro? You must be young, man. You must be young. Okay, I can't seem to find it, y'all. Top 5 candidates. I can't seem to find who was. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can make that our last segment for today. Okay, let me pull up Twitter, Mr. Poole. I think I already had it in anticipation that I would need it, but I don't. And we'll make that our last segment of the day. Okay, Myles Garrett. Okay, hold on, Paul. Hey, Paul, you never heard the song because it was released in '96, brother. I knew it, man. I knew it. I was in 12th grade. And so between what did I say? Between 97 and like 2005, if anybody got married, that's what you heard. Hey, Devon, bro, it came, listen, it came from, I said every time I hear the name Lattimore, that's how much that song was played out in the late 90s, early 2000s, that Lattimore is synonymous with For You. Okay, let me pull up my Twitter. See, y'all got me all discombobulated. All right, so let's do this. Appreciate you, Mr. Poole. Oh. Okay. Man, come on, bro. Turn your phone to portrait mode. What are we? Bruh. You got to turn your phone to portrait, bro. You got to do that because all right, let's do this. I have to. Okay. I got to mute all of these. This is fantastic, man. And this is why I got a lot of respect for these guys. I got a lot of respect for these guys, man. All right, let's do this. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Poole, as usual. This is from Tracy Walker's Twitter. This came out about a day ago. This is Tracy Walker, 4 months this week after his Achilles tear. And he says 4 months this week, and this is what it looked like. Hashtag built different. This is him working out. First of all, I love seeing this. With Jeff Okudah the same way. I absolutely love seeing this type of work from these guys. It is the offseason. It's not even the offseason yet. It is January the 24th when he made this video. We are 8 months away from football, and he is intent on being back better than ever. Better than ever. That's picture number one. Here's picture number two. Now, I've never had an Achilles tear. I've broken my femur, and I still feel the results of that. But I couldn't imagine what you have to get over mentally to be able to do something like this. And we're talking about 4 months after his injury. He got injured in week 3 at Minnesota. Tracy Walker, man, doing his thing. This is probably the most impressive picture for me. That's fantastic. If you ever been push one of them things or pull one of them things, it is a difficult task to do. Very difficult. And the fact that he's putting in this work with 8 months to the season, that is fantastic. Tracy Walker, the week after it happened, he said that he was going to come back and he was going to be better than ever. And I think he meant it 100%. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He's struggling right there, though. It's all good, Tracy. Now, that looks like 75 pounds. I think that's either 2 or 3 plates, but that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, man. I think that's the last photo. But what a showing. What a showing from Tracy Walker, man. To be that dedicated, and you're still 7 or 8 months away. You can say 6 before OTAs, mini camps, and stuff like that. And that's fantastic, man. We're going to need him. We're going to need him to come back and be the leader in that secondary that we know he can be. And I think we suffered. Tracy Walker led our team in tackles like the past couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. And that's dedication, man. Dedication. Fantastic to see this type of work from Tracy Walker 4 months after his Achilles injury. And we know that Romeo just couldn't get right. He couldn't get right. He didn't come on until the last 4 games of the season. And he hurt his stuff in week 4 of 2021. And it took him an entire year. So shout out to Tracy, man, for doing what we all knew he was capable of. This is fantastic, man. Tracy Walker training 4 months after his injury. Good to see. Man, oh man, I appreciate y'all, bro. But yeah, if you are in Michigan today, you should have had a snow day. I got the call last night. Anticipation. I went out there to get the, you know what, we having fun today, bro. We having fun today. You know, one thing I love about YouTube, bro, is and why I like being my own man, right? Is that I can do whatever I want. This is my channel. This is my brand that I have built with the help that we have built. The Sports Syndicate has been built with the help of not only myself and my team, but you in the chat as well. Mr. Poole shooting me all type of information. You guys in the chat supporting the videos, supporting the live streams. And I love this. I love it. And I'll say this for y'all too. And this will be the last thing I'll say about it, because I am intent on being not necessarily the better man or the bigger man, but I am intent to just, I don't really have the words, but I'm doing a good thing. Our sideline reporter, Danny Rogers, has her own YouTube channel. She has her own YouTube channel. And I didn't know until a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, okay? When I found her YouTube channel, she had 298 subscribers. 298. And I said, Derek, you are in a position where I don't want nothing from Danny at all. But I said, I'm in a position to help her. I'm like, why does she only have 298 subscribers? I said, I know why. Because I know how this YouTube thing works. I know how it works. But she had 298 subscribers. And I want to show y'all where she's at now. That says 468. And I'm going to keep promoting her channel until I see 1K. Because she don't need this thing to be 1K. She puts up videos. Her recent video was from yesterday. It's about the Lions, some shop with me for the ladies and stuff like that. But Danny Rogers to me is impressive. And I watch everything she does. Because this type of stuff helps me be better. And I want to, now she just got a new sub while we were sitting here. Shout out to one of y'all. I have a platform that I can use. And because of this is what I'm going to focus on. Helping other people, going back to the root of who I am and what I do and what I started on this platform doing. Everything else, fellas and ladies, will take care of itself. So all the little shots I've been making, all the little shots I've been taking, y'all know how I feel. I don't have to do that anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore because I got a bigger purpose. And my purpose is bigger than anybody or anything, right? So Danny Rogers is fantastic. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. She's got stuff that you may or may not have seen on the Detroit Lions website. And this is my purpose, is to be great and to help other people be great, right? That is my purpose. And that is what I will continue to do. So I assure you, now that don't mean that behind the scenes I ain't gonna be saying nothing. I'm still gonna be talking junk. You already know that. But as far as the public, man, I'm done. I'm done with all that swinging off the, hanging off, all that. I'm done with that. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see it. Y'all know what it is. And when the time is right, justice will be served. That's all I got to say. And as I was going outside, listen. As I was going outside, and it's like snowmageddon in Michigan. It's snow everywhere. We're supposed to get 6 to 8, depending on where you are, depending on what you listen to, 6 to 8, 5 to 10, whatever it is. It's a lot. And I'm actually going to have to shovel. I'm going to have to shovel today. Okay. But as I was pulling up the trash cans, this is what I was thinking for all my 80s babies. This is me pulling in the trash cans that were on the front of my. I will see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. Don't act like right now that you don't want to work out. Who is doing a push-up right now? Yo, I know the entire scene. I know the whole scene to this song. Every single scene I know. And check this out. When I found when I was I had edited the movie version together. Because if you I had the CD to this song. I had the cassette tape of the Rocky IV soundtrack. And I still work out to it today. Every time I work out to this. No pay. Hey, you gotta love the 80s, man. I love the 80s. I'm glad I got to see it.